All right, well, here we go. Just because, due to some technical difficulties, I'm by myself here at the audio commentary table, which is fine. I'm sure, as you know me, JJ Cash. I'd rather fly solo. Coming up next here is a six-man tag match with the FLW Tag Team Champions, the Whirlwind Gentlemen, teaming with the Mean Marine Mason Mayhem, and on the other side, the #1 contenders for the FLW Tag Team titles, the Viking War Party, and with them, in a peculiar getup, is the FLW Outlaw Champion, Christian Rose, as he's trying to blend in with the Vikings, something a normal person wouldn't try to do, but Rose is not normal, and I mean that as a compliment. There's a reason he hasn't been pinned in singles competition at FLW since August 2015. And looks like the American Viking, Alexander Rudolph, has found some chips ringside here, and he's sharing them with his teammates, the plunder, if you will, of the Viking War Party, as Christian Rose, Jake Parnell, the littlest Viking on the outside, Alexander Rudolph, waiting for this match to start as referee attempting to get some control and order here in this six-man, which may be impossible with those three in that corner. The Whirlwind Gentlemen, Mason Mayhem on the other side. The Whirlwind Gentlemen coming off of a heck of a feud with Mike Hartenbauer and Kenny Sutra and the rest of the Rulers of the Roost, who Christian Rose is the leader of. So a lot of different moving parts here coming into this match. Looks like we're going to start this match with Christian Rose and Jack Manley, the other member of the Whirlwind Gentlemen, of course, is Remy Marcel. And looks like the littlest Viking trying to start a fight here on the outside with the crowd. Somebody said something to upset him, or maybe he's just insane, so who knows. As we have a close to capacity crowd here at the Vegas Motel for All Hallows Eve. If you're not here, count yourself lucky that this will be on Fight and YouTube. Again, the referee attempting to get some order here. He's just going to have to ring the bell at some point here. You're just going to have to ring the bell at some point because, look, they're not going to get under control. They're not going to listen to you. You just have to move on and start the damn match if you want a match to happen at all here. The Whirlwind Gentlemen waiting patiently. They've been tag champions since April when they took them off of the Dojo of Electric Muscle, and here we go. Christian Rose, Jack Manley in the middle of the ring here, circling each other. Christian Rose will do anything and say anything to win a match, but he's also highly skilled. It's not just the tricks of the trade here as they lock up. Christian Rose now with wrist control, and Jack Manley, now he's going to reverse it. Jack Manley, Remy Marcel are a tag team in every sense of the word. They've traveled together for close to a decade now. They've trained together. Very little singles competition for the two of them. Viking War Party much the same, as they have traveled the continent together. They've been to Mexico, Canada, all over the East Coast. So now Jack Manley will not let go of the wrist of Christian Rose. Mason has teamed with the Whirlwind Gentlemen before, and not aware of Christian Rose ever tagging with the Viking War Party in his career, although they've both been around the three of them have been around a very long time, so there is a chance that's happened elsewhere. Again, Jack Manley not letting go of the arm, and now it's into a full arm breaker. And this could be over here with an arm bar. No, Rose is able to lock his hands before it really got in there. And he gets to the ropes as the referee makes it break up, and Jack Manley does so. The crowd here in Minot very much behind the Whirlwind Gentlemen, and not so much Christian Rose, who may be the most hated man in Philly Little Wrestling. Not that I think he cares about what anybody else thinks about him. Rudolph still arguing with the referee over there, and the referee just has to understand that Alexander Rudolph is going to do and say things that he doesn't agree with. If you can understand him, at times he's mostly just barks. Jack Manley now tests a strike with Christian Rose. Rose breaks that up. A lot of early, real technical wrestling here, something you don't really expect in a match of the Viking War Party, but keep in mind, wow, look at that. Manley now in control. Rose and Manley now into a pin. 1, 2, no. Littlest Viking just standing on the outside here, barking orders or just barking in general at the Viking War Party member now tonight here, the Christian Rose, who seems to have acclimated himself. He even has the fur boot leggings and everything, although he doesn't have bare feet like Rudolph. Again, I think he's just trying to shove Manley into the corner. Manley now over. 1, 2, no. Look at that, though. Leg control. Kept control of the ankle and leg to keep him away from his Viking War Party teammates. Brilliant job by the veteran from Las Vegas, the Neon City. We're pretty comfortable here at the Vegas Motel. Again, got that leg locked in here. He's got him all twisted up like a pretzel. There's Jack Manley, who has been in control for the most part. Here comes, speaking of submissions, the submission specialist, Mason Mayhem, goes right to work on the arm. And now we got to get him out of there, ref. Come on, get Jack out of there. Rose has not even really had a chance to get too much into this match as Manley and now Mason working him over. Big time slam there, the power of Mason Mayhem. He is a favorite here in Minot is Mason. Now he looks to tag out too. Remy Marcel. Fro, the chance of Fro will rain out as when he comes into matches. 1, 2. 2 only. As Jack Manley and Remy Marcel, Mason Mayhem, quick tags in and out. Big time double drop kick from the Whirlwind Gentlemen, and that's the kind of double teaming you could expect from them. 1, 2. 2 only. As the referee now still signaling 2. I don't know what's taking him so long to get back up, but Manley now got him locked up here. Double suplex coming. Stall, let all the blood flow to his brain, and in comes Rudolph, who's had enough. And Rudolph and Rose now looking to do a double suplex. No, Mason now gonna get added to the fray. And in comes the littlest Viking. Will he help his brothers out here? It appears that he will. And now we've got a tug of war between the 6 men. The Gentleman up, no. They're gonna bring up the Viking War Party, no. It's a test of will and a test of power here by the Viking War Party and the Whirlwind Gentlemen and Mason, and they win the day! They win that little battle between the 6 men, and now Remy Marcel is fired up. And the Viking War Party spill to the outside as they try to regroup, as they have done very little in this match, as Christian Rose has been successfully cut off from his teammates as they now huddle on the side here talking it out. It looks like the... Oh! It looks like Jack Manley, Remy Marcel, and Mason Mayhem were going to run for it and maybe do a suicide dive. And 3 of them were met with punches by the Viking War Party. Rose now looking like he's caught his breath. Setting to chop Marcel up. Took too much time, though, fixing that scarf. Rose now back to the corner, though, with Marcel and a big-time chop. You can hear that one all the way to the 3rd floor. Headbutt now from Rose. And now the Viking War Party seems to have found their footing here in this match. It's a back rake from Party. Do not get in that corner. The Vikings do not follow rules. They do not listen to their authority at all. They will attack you if you're within attacking range for those 2 men. And now Rose talking to the Viking War Party. Possibly coming up with a double team move here. No, Remy Marcel rolls through, tags in, Jack Manley, in comes Jake Parnell, the littlest Viking for the first time, and he takes an elbow to the back of the face there, and a clothesline. Great job here, House of Fire by Jack Manley. Big time spine buster from Jack Manley. 1, 2. 2 only. My goodness, he nearly spine busted him out of his boots. An impressive feat there, now a headbutt from Jack Manley. Clubbing bow to the back. It looks like Jack Manley's really been the impressive one in this match. Oh, Rose. Like I said, he'll cut any corner he can. And now choking here from the littlest Viking. Manley, like I said, was a house of fire, but here comes maybe the most impressive man in this match. The American Viking, Alexander Rudolph. Your rules do not apply to him. He is 6'3", almost 6'4", 285 pounds. And he uses every single ounce of that weight as he puts it down on Manley's throat to choke him. Rose now with a boot to Manley. Taunting Remy and Mason, and both of them fall for it. And now look at this. The double teaming will come into play here as the referee distracted. And again, just you got to have smarts here for Marcel and your Mason. You had to know what Rose was doing there. You had to know he's goating you into getting into the ring and making that mistake as the referee. There's only 1 man in there with 6, and 3 of them are not likely to use any of the rules. in the rule book. Oh, big time forearm to the face. 1, 2. 2 only. Going to take more than that to take Manley down. But man, what a forearm. Right into arm control. It's important that you stay on top of your opponent. Oh, and then he rakes the eyes. In a tag match like this, more so than in a singles match, it's important that you just always stay in constant contact, so you're cutting them off from their tag partners and not allowing them to tag in. I think he just bit Jack Manley's hand, as both Mason and Marcel are chomping at the bit to get back into this match. And now, well, they tagged in Jake, and then they tagged in Rudolph so that the littlest Viking and Rudolph can do a double team move here. And the size and power come crashing down on the face of Jack Manley. 1. No, Marcel wasn't even going to let that get to 2. He knows he's been tagging with Jack a long time. He knows when Jack's in serious trouble. He knew it right there and immediately tried to cut it off. The Vikings now have successfully taken over this match. The littlest member in this match, of course, the littlest Viking, but he uses every single ounce of his tiny frame to just work you over. He is a combustible element, much like Kenny Suture. Reminds me a lot of that, in that they're not the biggest guys in the fight, but man, they will brutally attack you with every single ounce of their being, like little Tasmanian devils. And he's firing himself up by hitting his head in the corner. I think he missed that stomp. 1, 2. 2 only. It looked like the Vikings were surprised by it. It didn't even attempt to stop the pin. There's a moment there by Jack Manley, and now again cut off immediately by Rose. Great job by Jake at grabbing the boot, and then Rose getting between Jack and his corner. Coming up on about 4 minutes of Jack Manley just being by himself, being beaten up by these 3 men in that corner. The Viking War Party successfully dominating Jack Manley here as he works that hand over. Does Rose, and now Rudolph with a big clubbing blow. Intimidating members of the crowd, especially children. I heard him come out and say he'd eat children. I've heard him say that before. I believe it. It very much embodies that Viking mentality. Now look at him attack the corner. Didn't even do anything to him, just to do it. Took his eyes on Jack for a moment, and a bulldog, a springboard bulldog. Rudolph looking for a tag, didn't get it. And Manley now desperately needs to get to his corner, needs to get to Mason. Mason begging for the tag from Jack. Alex trying to find himself here. What a bulldog as he took his eyes off the prize for just a moment. And Manley tags in Mason. Mason now with the short arm clothesline. Another one, this one to the littlest Viking. He's hitting anything and everything that moves in this ring as all 3 members of the Viking War Party are attacking Mason. Mason now firing back, putting all 3 of them into the corner. As the crowd is just excited here by Mason, and a big splash into the corner. Mason, a big, thick frame, all of it down on all 3 men. Got him up. Oh! A top rope STO. 1, 2. No. 2 only. Cannot believe Rose kicked out of that. That was a vicious maneuver there by Mason Mayhem. Not one I think I've ever seen him do. And now Mason calling up both members of the Whirlwind Gentlemen to double super kick. Kneel down variety on Christian Rose. Mason now. 1, 2, 3. No. 2 only. And Mason Mayhem can't believe it. The Whirlwind Gentlemen can't believe it. Now, Rudolph. Top rope goes down on him. All the way to the floor goes Rudolph, leaving Rose by himself in the middle of the ring with the 3 members of the referee not doing a damn thing to get these 3 men out of the ring. A possible triple powerbomb coming here. No, Mason fell down to his knees for just a moment there. Seems like he lost his footing on the powerbomb. Triple powerbomb! 1, 2! And both members of the Viking War Party coming in to break up what should have been a 3 count there after that vicious triple powerbomb. And now the Whirlwind Gentlemen tossing the Vikings back to the outside. And they're going to follow. Remy over the top to the Rudolph. Manley over the top to Parnell. Down they all go. All 6 men are down. 4 on the outside, 2 in the ring. The 2 legal men, of course, in the ring are Mason Mayhem and Christian Rose. And now the littlest Viking thrown back in by Jack. And Remy waiting for him, spinning heel kick here. Oh, we know this move. No, Jake blocked it. The littlest Viking blocked it. Now he gets kicked in the stomach. Oh, tornado DDT using Rudolph. Remy Marcel using Rudolph. to get that trajectory to do the maneuver here. Up goes, no, blocked. Good job there by Manley blocking it, but he's going to eat a choke slam of his own. Marcel now waiting as the only two men standing are Marcel and Rudolph. Kick to the knee and then a kneel down super kick. And down goes the American Viking. Ducks under goes Rose. Attempt here to get him up into a Samoan drop in, and there it was, successful. Took him a moment to find his footing, but Mason back up as he flexes, does Rose. Mason now looking, oh, what a vicious move. 1, 2, 3, no. And the crowd is as stunned as I am that wasn't 3 again. The resiliency of Christian Rose, who hasn't been pinned since August 2015. That was by Darren Corbin as Mason Mayhem now firing this crowd up. Mason Mayhem stalking Christian Rose. Got him in the Cobra clutch here as the Rudolph and Manley, excuse me, that's Marcel battling on the outside. It's hard to keep track of all 6 men here as I'm by myself at this announce table. Big boot to the stomach as Marcel's right up against the guardrail. Firing back is Marcel, firing back against the much larger Rudolph, throwing him into the guardrail there. A little bit of block there by Rudolph. Clothesline into the guardrail. Just trying to get him over that guardrail, and it's not working. Rudolph's size and power too much. 1, 2, 3. I think that was 3. As we were distracted off to the side here, I didn't see what happened, but Christian Rose found a way to roll up. And if I'm guessing by the way Mason Mayhem is holding himself, I can guess how he got to that roll-up position is not, maybe not of the legal variety, but it doesn't matter. Whether you win by an inch or a mile, as Christian Rose says, it just matters that you win. And the Viking War Party and Christian Rose beat the Whirlwind Gentlemen of Mason Mayhem. And again, the psychological advantage that gives the Viking War Party and Christian Rose going in to night 2 as they all now are victorious night 1.